Jerusalem, 30 CE. 10 terrified men hide in a locked room, breathlessly repeating an impossible claim about a dead man walking. One man was missing. When the others finally found him and reported what they had seen, he uttered a phrase that has followed him for 2,000 years. "I don't believe you." First-century Palestine was a place of Roman occupation and violent political shifts. For a group whose leader had just been executed, accepting extraordinary, unverified reports was a high-risk gamble. In this environment, skepticism was a rational survival tool. Yet history has remembered him almost exclusively as Doubting Thomas. The name is used as a shorthand for spiritual failure, a branding that treats his desire for evidence as a character flaw. But the historical record suggests the opposite. In every recorded interaction, Thomas displays a persistent demand for clarity that suggests he wasn't looking for a reason to leave. He was looking for a reason to stay. That demand for proof preceded a journey that took him further than any other apostle, establishing a Christian presence on the edge of the Indian Ocean, while his peers were still concentrated in the Mediterranean. Before the resurrection, when the other disciples were trying to talk their leader out of returning to the dangers of Judea, they urged caution. Thomas was the one who said, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." He was the most willing person in the room to face a violent reality. Later, at the Last Supper, as the others nodded along to complex metaphors, Thomas interrupted to ask the inconvenient, clarifying question, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" Psychologists call this the availability heuristic, believing something because we trust the storyteller. We are social animals who accept vivid testimony. Thomas broke that contract. He demanded tactile, undeniable confirmation. He didn't want a story. He wanted the nail marks. When he was finally offered that evidence, he wasn't rebuked for his high standards. Instead, his request was met exactly as he had framed it. The encounter suggests that questioning isn't a failure of faith. For Thomas, demanding evidence wasn't a rejection of the truth. It was the requirement for a commitment he could actually live by. This was a man whose entire world had been defined by the rural, agrarian life of a Galilean fisherman. But once his skepticism was satisfied, Thomas embarked on a mission that made the travels of the other apostles look local. Early expansion happened within the connected borders of the Roman Empire, Greece, Egypt, and Asia Minor. But Thomas pushed past those borders, traveling through Parthia and Mesopotamia, crossing the Indian Ocean to arrive at the subcontinent's southern tip in 52 CE. He landed on the Malabar coast, entering a society with an entirely different language, culture, and religious landscape than his own. For centuries, Western scholars assumed the story of Thomas in India was a pious fiction. That changed in 1834. Archaeologists discovered coins bearing the name of King Gondophares. This was the exact monarch ancient texts claimed Thomas encountered, a figure long thought to be a legend, now proven by physical evidence to be a historical reality. A journey into the unknown on this scale requires a conviction that polite acceptance cannot produce. It takes the certainty of someone who has verified the facts for themselves. Tradition says the end came on a hill near modern Chennai, where the apostle was executed by the spear of a local king. There is a finality in the irony here. The man who refused to believe in a resurrection until he saw the spear wounds eventually died by the spear for refusing to take that belief back. The San Tome Basilica in Chennai was built directly over his burial site. This site is globally unique. It is one of only 3 churches in the world built over an apostle's tomb, alongside St. Peter's in Rome and the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Today, millions of St. Thomas Christians in India maintain an unbroken tradition spanning nearly 2 millennia, tracing their identity back to that first-century arrival. Thomas shows that a commitment built on personal examination is often more resilient than one built on social pressure. He didn't just accept a story, he verified the evidence, and then he staked his life on it.
Learn more about the apostles at captivationcompany.com. And listen to the Apostles album by Excensia on your favorite music streaming platform.
And be sure to get your copy of our new Apostles book available at Amazon.